Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are doing another makeover video and I'm so excited to be sharing this video with you today. We are making over the nook in my dining room and we are just gonna change it up a little bit, make it a little bit more moody, less farmhouse. I am just super excited to share this. I've been wanting to do it for so long and I'm finally getting around to doing it. So if you like makeover videos and you like motherhood lifestyle content and you're new here, I hope you choose to stick around. I'm Becca, I'm a single mom to 3 and I do a lot of lifestyle motherhood content. We're hopping right into it. We're decked out for Halloween because I was starting this project the weekend after Halloween. I hadn't gotten around to taking it down. I also knew that I was gonna be doing this, so I was gonna wait till then anyways. So we are gonna go ahead and get all of the Halloween decor down and put away before we start taking everything apart. So I really wanted to paint this wall. That was like one of my main objectives, was to paint this wall. I wanted it to be a little bit more moody and I've been loving this green color that I've been using all over the house. So I decided that that was what I was gonna do. If you know me and you've been around for a while, you know I have a cleaning channel and I had mentioned on the cleaning channel wanting to paint it this green color and y'all were all for it. So it really just kind of like really solidified for me that I was gonna do it. So we're gonna take the shelves down as well because I really wanted to redo the shelves as well, especially because I was doing a dark color on the shiplap. I wanted to do the shelves a little bit of a lighter color and a little bit more rustic. I just really wanted to kind of change it up because the shelves were so dark. And I am gonna put some tape up so I don't have to worry about, being too careful while I'm painting. I love this little tool that I got off Amazon for the tape, and I will link everything I use down below as long as I can find a link for it, but I will use it down below. I will link the exact paint color I'm using and everything. There were a few imperfections on this wall, just from like decor hitting it and stuff. So I sanded that a little bit because this is wood shiplap. So I went ahead and sanded those imperfections so that they don't show up whenever I paint the wall. And of course, whenever you do anything like this, before you paint, you really want to make sure that you clean off the area that you're painting, whether it's furniture or it's a wall, whatever. You want to make sure you get all those dust bunnies and all of that kind of stuff. So I just took a damp microfiber cloth and wiped the whole wall down. So the color I will be using today is Sherwin Woodland Lichen, I believe is how you say it, but I will have it linked down below. Like I said, I'm not doing it in Sherwin-Williams and I'm doing it in Valspar. Usually when I do Valspar, I would do the paint and primer one, but I already had this can of paint. It is a cabinet and furniture paint, which I knew would work well for this wall because this wall is shiplap, it's wood, so I knew it would work just fine. But if this was an actual normal wall, I would not paint with this type of paint. I would choose the Valspar paint and primer. but it all worked out great. And I love this color. I actually got this color idea for the laundry room from my friend Carrie, and I forgot to mention it in that video, but she's the one who actually told me, because I was talking about I wanted a green color, and she was like, I know this perfect green color, and she, you know, told me the color. I got a sample of it and I was like, ooh, I love it. So thanks to Carrie for, you know, giving me the idea with this green color. I will link her channel down below. Her channel is called Carrie Lynn, and she does amazing makeovers. And I mean, she knocks it out of the water every time. She does such a great job. I'm sure a lot of you already know her channel anyways, but for those of you who don't, go check out her channel. She does a lot of stuff that, you know, it's just wonderful. So I debated taking off the shelf brackets and painting and then putting them back on, but I just didn't want to mess with the holes too much because this is, it's like a plywood shiplap, and I was really concerned about, like, you know, I don't know. This could totally just be in my head because I don't know much about like wood and woodwork and stuff. But something kept telling me, like, I don't want to loosen the holes by taking it in and out too many times, or really just have to, I figured it would be more work to take them off and put them back on and less work to just paint around them. So that's what I decided to do. And there was just part of me that was like, I don't want to crack the shiplap. I don't want to like mess up the holes or anything. So this is just how I chose to do it. Some of you might, you know, might have taken them off and done it that way, but all worked out well. I want to add too that you can kind of see like the white from the wall behind seeping through in the cracks. And had I decided to paint this wall a dark color before I put the shiplap on, I would have painted the wall behind it so that you couldn't see the light color underneath. But unfortunately, at the time, I knew I was going to paint it white, so I knew it wouldn't affect like the way the cracks looked. I don't think it looks bad anyways. It gives it some dimension. It doesn't look bad. But if you're doing something like this and you haven't put the shiplap on yet and you know you're painting the shiplap dark, I would paint the wall behind it that same dark color so it doesn't seep like light through the cracks. All right, now that we have the wall painted, we are going to work on these shelves, and these shelves gave me a run for my money. Like, there was one point in time during this process where I was just going to buy new wood and build new shelves because I was so over it. But unfortunately, but fortunately, I went to 2 separate Lowe's and they did not have good wood. Like, all of their wood was like cracked and like had big knocks in it. Like, you know, it just wasn't good. So it forced me to make it work, which is good. Hindsight, a few things that I have realized through this process. So I did sand the wood, which if you're going to, if you're gonna go ahead and strip it, I would sand it first just so that like you get that top layer off so the stripper is able to kind of like really seep in, right? And in the past, I have tried, so you'll see the stripper that I'm gonna use, and I've tried it in the past and I don't love it. I'm not gonna lie, I don't love it. I don't think it's harsh enough. I don't think it gets the job done fast enough. And there are other, you know, chemicals out there that you can use that will literally like do an amazing job, but they're very strong chemicals and I don't love that about it. And I didn't want to have to worry about like my garage stinking, having to wear a mask all day or anything. So I went with the lesser of the two evils, which is this citrus strip. You know what I'm trying to say. So I went ahead and poured this on there, and then I really put it all on there. I found the first time I did it, it really didn't do much because it says to let it sit for like 30 minutes. Didn't really do much. So I went ahead. It also said that you could let it sit overnight and just cover it with like saran wrap. So that's what I did. I put it on and let it sit overnight, covered it with saran wrap. Now, mind you, I only did this on one side, right? And then I felt like it still wasn't really achieving the look that I wanted. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try the oven cleaner method, which if you haven't seen it, people just kind of like spray wood with oven cleaner. It's supposed to like strip it and kind of put it down to a more natural, like, you know, aesthetic or whatever. So, and I've been wanting to try that. So I thought, you know what? I don't really care what happens at this point with these shelves. So might as well just go ahead and give it a try. Hindsight though. So I did it on the side with the citrus strip, right? And then I also did it on the other side where I didn't do the citrus strip and the sanding. And it barely did anything. Like it barely even faded it. It barely did anything. So I actually had to go back afterwards, and I used just regular easy off, but I had to go back afterwards, and I didn't show this on camera because it would have just been repetitive, but I went back and I I cannot say this word, citrus stripped the other side, and then I did the oven cleaner again on it, and then it was perfect. So hindsight, if you want to do the oven cleaner method, I say strip it and then use the oven cleaner, and then, you know, you'll get more of the look you want to achieve. So a lot of lessons learned. I spent probably like 2.5 days just trying to figure out, you know, it took me a little bit to figure out, I was like, why is one side darker than the other? Why is one side taking it, the other side's not? And it took me a minute to be like, oh yeah, that's right, because I stripped the other side. So let me go ahead and try and strip the side I didn't do and see if that gives me, because I loved how the side looked. Like I loved how this side that was stripped, I loved how it was looking. So I'm like, how do it was a process. This is what DIYs are like when you're not super familiar with them, but don't give up, keep trying, push forward. All right, now that we got the wood shelves to look just how we want them to look, I'm gonna go ahead and give them a quick sanding because there was still like a few little dark spots, but I knew with like some sanding that I would be able to get it all out. And I also wanted to just sand them to make them smooth and get them ready for the poly.
No one else makes me feel this way. Don't know what you do. Hold my hand, could you hold my hand? Look me in the eyes.
Once again, before you do anything with like a top coat or painting, poly, you want to make sure that you clean everything off and get all like the dust and debris and everything off of it.
I swear that I'll stay here with you. Hold me closer. I wanna stay here with you. All that we have is each other now. I promise
I decided for this project that I was gonna use a spray-on poly because these shelves don't see like liquid products or anything with condensation. It's all just decor that goes on the shelf. So I know that there's not gonna be a lot of wear and tear, right? Not to say that the spray-on poly isn't as good as like the canned poly. I don't know what it's called, but either way, like I'm not saying that it's not as good, so maybe it is. I just don't have any experience with it. This is my first time using this type of spray-on poly. I was kind of having an issue where like you could see like some drops were going, but I was just taking a paper towel and kind of like wiping it and then respraying it. But all in all, I like the finish. I did a matte finish because I like the look of it just like kind of looking like raw wood and not looking shiny or anything like that. But I am obsessed with how these shelves turned out. Like, I'm so happy that I didn't give up and then I kept going and kept trying because I just love the way they turned out. They look like they're like barnwood shelves and I love that aesthetic.
I promise I won't leave your side. Be who you are and you'll be enough. If you're giving me your love, giving me your love, all that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave your side. I hope who I am is enough for you. If I'm giving you my love, giving you my love, love, love. Give me love, give me all your love, give me all your love. Give me love, give me all your love, give me all your love. Give me love, give me all your love, give me all your love. Give me love, give me all your love, give me all your love. You had me at a low, 'cause where you go is where I go. I don't need nobody else. I got you, and you got me too. You can ride all the blue. I wanna do what you want to.
Next part of this makeover is the handles on this buffet. I've been wanting to spray paint these handles for so stinking long. And since I'm doing this makeover, now is the time. So we are going to take all of the handles off and get to spray painting them.
Yeah, I need it. Don't you need me too? 'Cause I need you.
I just realized that I did not share the spray paint can. I got it at Lowe's and I used it for the brackets in my laundry room as well, and I did share it in that one. I will link it down below though, but I usually show it on the video too.
And you got me too. We can always make it through. What we do is what we do.
Now that they're all dry, it's the next day, gave them a day to dry. I'm gonna put them all back on the buffet. I'm not gonna lie, I think they're a little too like gold for me. So there was actually another can of spray paint that was pretty much the same line, but it was like a copperish color. So I might actually go and get that and kind of just throw a little bit of that over the top to kind of tone down the gold. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Is it too much or is it just right? All right, friends, here are some after shots. I am so happy with how this turned out. It was everything I envisioned. It's giving that pop of color that we didn't have down here, and I just love it. It looks so good. It turned out even better than I expected, and I love the moody vibe in the dining room now. If you're new here, I really hope that you choose to stick around and subscribe. If you could please give this video a thumbs up, that really helps my channel. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch today, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.